think she even cares. I mean, if I was making money and a lot of money, do you think a bitch cares what the fuck you do? No. She doesn't give a fuck. She doesn't even want to know. She just wants free shit, and a girl gotta eat.
Amen. You ain't lie at all. I'm gonna stop you when you start lying.
Exactly. Oh.
So what's the word, bro? Like, I don't understand you. I guess that's why I be intrigued. Like, I don't get your motive, but I do at the same time. You just got a funny way of getting to it. That bad. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see, that's the thing is you could make it more professional. You could do it like I'm telling you. That's why Hampton Spears is a good example because what I do is really really ridiculous. But if I'm just saying that you can be more professional, and as a result, you'll be rewarded because you'll be seen as like a credible authority figure. Um, but this is the thing: is I was in a room yesterday listening to like 30 black people talk about how to get organized and how to beat the system, but they don't understand that they're not creating a library. They could have recorded that conversation and that would have been the business. Instead, they're sitting there talking about businesses, but they fail to realize that the conversation, the content is the business. So they're unaware of the fact that they need to record. And I recorded them and like now I have that conversation. But what they needed to do was record that conversation and put that out there as the basis of their business. It's the content media business. I know you love talking to Jews. Beat them at their own game, Malcolm.
You don't gotta convince me no more. I'm convinced. I promise.
Yeah, I mean, I know you were selling Gucci flip flops on the street corner, but now you can sell, Gucci microphones on your $50 burner app, meaning that the content is the product. You've got to start building a library of content. There's
It's
no,
just crazy that you gotta beg me to make money. Like, what the fuck is
yeah,
going on there?
yeah,
Well,
yeah. That's because you have become hypnotized with yourself. You've hypnotized yourself and you're hypnotizing others and they're hypnotizing you, but you have to start capturing it. And the way that so that chick who was over at my place, I met her on Hinge. I didn't even take her out on a date. She came to my house out of thin fucking air, out of the thin fucking air. I was like, oh, hello. And she just came, she went from Lollapalooza. She was still rolling on Molly. So my point, my point is, my point is, what was I going to say? Is that, yeah, I mean, basically just hit that record button and you can't lose, but keep it professional because, you know, the, if there is incitement to violence or verbal physical assaults, like they will delete your content. And Meta is extraordinarily good at deleting content now. So, stop wasting your life and become a star. You have to look at yourself in terms of a celebrity as a star. I used to live in Los Angeles. It's a fucking hypnosis game. And so just know that you are your own worst enemy, but you are what's holding you back. No one else. And because especially with this easy business, it's not like you have to go open a retail store and spend $50,000 building out and buy $100,000 worth of equipment and food or whatever you were going to start a restaurant. This is the freest business you could possibly ever get into, and this app allows you to basically generate conversations immediately. Immediately. And you don't even have to say anything. You just need to film people. Be a director, be a producer, be a celebrity, be a star. It's within you. And if Hampton Spears can do it, by God, so can I. And if it's good enough for him, it's good enough for me. Look at Amber Rose. She's the perfect example, but she's got a great ass. We don't got a great ass, so we got to use our brain to get that great ass.
see?
If we were hot pieces of ass, this would be a no-brainer conversation. You'd be like, "Duh, yeah, you're right. I got to start pimping out this ass."
See? You got me looking at hindsight, and and I'm like, oh shit, like I really did have something. Like I really did have hundreds of people come to my rooms.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you could have parlayed that. You could have parlayed that into a much bigger media backend outside of Clown House because Clown House captures you. But oh, this is the analogy. So I'm sitting there smoking weed with that chick, and I look at her. I say, "This is the analogy." I said, "Look at your cell phone. What is your cell phone?" I was like, "What is the first word in the cell phone?" And she's like, "Cell." I was like, "What is a cell associated with?" She's like, "Prison." I was like, "It's a jail. Your cell phone is a jail." I was like, "But the analogy is that you are the genie, and that the cell phone is the bottle. Don't go back into your bottle, baby." Come on, Ms. Dick. You see what I'm saying? Like the cell phone, it can either capture you because you're the genie, or you can capture other genies. But record. That's the way to put them in the bottle. Record. And yes, your recordings may get deleted, but if you're just going to talk and not create a record, what is the point of doing this? You have to start creating records.
Right.
And I've been preaching this for years, and everybody agrees with me, but nobody's actually doing it because people are using this app like a drug. It's just a dopamine delivery technological mechanism. It's a medical device technology company, but you have to look at it in terms of Motown or Hotown. If you go to Los Angeles and you see media, like this is a media creator's dream. I mean, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Like, I can't stop because I'm like, I think I'm onto something. And the most horrible thing is I have thousands, and no one watches them. So I have work to do. I have refinement to do. I have to create new things to try to like get over the censorship because the censorship is real. But that's why I say, as a DEI YouTube hire, your affirmative action status will allow you to go faster than I could possibly ever go. And if you get some hot little honey from the hood that put her down next to you and come on Clown House and record your conversations and create a new account and call it Kingdom King Ish. Call yourself king on this app and say you're the king of Ishkanda. You have to start being like an actor. You have to start giving out titles. You gave me an end card one time. I fucking played that up for weeks. I was going around the app saying King Ish gave me an end card from the Kingdom of Ishkanda. My fellow N words. Like I played that up because it was hilarious. But that's my point is, stop wasting your time not capturing, not recording. It's like going into a mine and digging through the mud for gold, finding the gold, and then just coming up with the mud. Look at all the work you've done. I've captured some of you, but it's irrelevant. You need to capture yourself.
I guess the reason, this has been able to elude me, some of this thinking, is because the app offered other things. So
it offered you a short-term drug. It offered you a short-term dopamine feedback loop, but it's a loop. Mm-hmm. You got to stop looping. That's what tweaking is.
No, you're not lying, brother. Because before you know it, you'll be talking on this app, and 24 hours went by.
Before you know it, you'll be dead, and so will I. And then we'll have no records that we even existed.
Right. That's on my mind a bit lately, too. Like legacy. I be thinking about, like, all right, when I leave this planet, what's left? Or what am I trying to leave type shit? Like, what am I striving towards?
The best thing you can leave is records, man. I mean, do you like music?
Oh, yeah, that's fact. I make music.
Well, there you go. Live stream your music on this app. Why haven't I ever heard it? Live stream your music on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok. Like, you have to start publishing. It's a publisher's world and it's an advertiser's world. There's only two options. It's binary. You got two choices to make. You can be a successful publisher or you can be a successful advertiser. And they're somewhat of the same thing, because once you start publishing, you can start advertising your content, and you can Concrete's here.
Is he?
Concrete's in the Adrian Dittman show. Concrete. Reading Rainbow. Reading Rainbow. A chillism a day keeps the doctor away, but not for months at a time now. Not for months at a time now. Come on, Concrete.
Rainbow.
So I'm sitting here having a conversation with King Ish, telling him that he needs to start recording all these conversations and putting them on YouTube so he can become a successful record producer and publisher. What do you think, Concrete?
Ish from Ish Conduct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. No, man. Ish need to rap. And Ish need to write. Ish need to write the fucking... Yo, Ish... I like Ish mind, yo. Ish got a mind that is interesting. And he needs to fucking do something with it so we can all fucking appreciate his thought process.
Yeah, I mean, Ish, you got a great voice, so like you can be a successful musician, but you have a fear factor that you are contending with, and you need to let it go. You have to be free. And when you hit that record button, you can't have any fear about what you're recording. You got to let the process take place. This is art.
Right.
I mean, if you smoke cannabis and like you're not actually creating product, you're even wasting the drug.
Yeah, how old are you, bro? Step outside from cannabis smoking.
He's like early 20s, right?
How old are you?
25.
Ish, get to it now, bro. Ralph Lauren started his label at 28. He was working for somebody, and then that person like helped him do his own line of like ties and shit. Bro, we have more opportunities to start than he did. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so much out here. Hold on 1 second. Hey, how you doing? I can't take it as often. I don't know.
Yeah, Ish. I mean, look at it this way. I'm 41. You know, I have 41 years of recorded memory, 41 times 365. I'm giving you my time advice from my sincere heart. Don't waste your time talking unless you're recording yourself and publishing it on YouTube. Google's the only way to make money. Because they pay up. They pay out. It's a partnership revenue split. Most other platforms do not do that. So I have multiple YouTubes, but I'm not monetizing yet. I only have one YouTube account that can monetize, and I can't get into it because I don't have access to it anymore. I don't have the telephone number. I don't have the email. But eventually I'll get there again. And if I don't, I don't get there. But like you said, there's a legacy aspect to it where at least I created a catalog. You know, so if I croak on a Thursday getting off the bus, you know, at least my sister can be like, whoa, what is all this? You know, well, maybe I can publish it, or, you know, I mean, something can come out of nothing. That's the way to look at it.
Right.
And, you know, look at Amber Rose. Do you think she gives a fuck about you? Girl gotta eat. As soon as you remember that a girl gotta eat, you will remember that a bitch don't give a fuck about you because she gotta eat. And she forgets all about you as soon as she gets hungry. So look out for number one, you know, and don't step in number two. But you have to start looking at it very selfishly because you're probably a nice person. And most people are nice people and they want to help people and they want to do good things. And that's great. But you know, if you don't have a source of income, if you don't have an adjusted gross income of over 65,000 a year, you're hurting, and it's no fun. You have to achieve a standard of living through financial means, through your adjusted gross income. What did you make this month? What did you make? You know, you have to have consistency. So, and you know, you don't want to work hard. That's the thing, is you want to literally work pain free and get paid for it. So it's like flying or sailing or being a Skywalker. You know, that's why they call Luke Skywalker Skywalker, because he's light on his feet. He can fly through the air. He's the angel of death or the angel of love. You see what I'm saying? You can do that by content. And I'm telling you, you can do it very rapidly. Like if you were to come to my studio for 5 days, I could produce so much content for you. You could be like, bro, I can't believe this is even possible. So, I mean, you could literally create hundreds and hundreds of videos in 5 days off of this fucking app. And you already know who all the characters are. It's all in your head. Like I know you have this new account, but you know who everybody is. I know who everybody is on this app. So they can't escape you, you know? They're stuck here. They keep coming back. But, you know, you're the one targeting them. You're the one filming them. You're the one recording them. And the thing is, you can talk when you want to talk and you can listen when you want to listen. But most of the time, I mean, I'm telling you, man, you have to start recording your experience. Otherwise, somebody else is going to record you.
Nah, most definitely, most definitely. What you call it? I guess I gotta build up that network, but really all I gotta do
Concrete, Rebecca.
like you said, because it's the catalog that matters. And once you got the catalog, right, it just gives, you know, doing the whole thing. Because over time, who knows how your videos and your content could age, you know? You might talk to someone that's irrelevant today, and tomorrow you realize you were talking to, you know, somebody. Like there's plenty of people on this app that's somebody, but they just want to hush about it. Blue facts included.
Yo, Ish, can you hear me?
Yeah, brother.
Ish, your talent is your historical, political curiosity and interest. A lot of people aren't interested in that shit. A lot of people are just passer buyers, and so what you could do is if you make yourself another. I think GOAT is a valuable person because he's done so much historical research and he has it committed to his memory that at any given moment he can like tell you what you should think, right? Or tell you how to think better or give you a greater perspective on something. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Bro, that's you, bro. If you make yourself like the political historical resource and just because the thing is we got current events every day. Every day is a current event. And sometimes these current events, people don't know what to think about it. They don't know how to think about it because they don't have the proper background and perspective. So they just sit and they listen, waiting to be convinced. You understand?
Right.
So if you had your voice out there and you were to touch on a political topic and then you gave your background, like, look, this is why I think about this in the way that I do, and you have like a well structured, well researched take, then now it gives me something to work with as somebody who is curious about particular topics. I at least now have a basis I could use to go do further research. I might just resonate. What happens over time is that when you start saying stuff, people will go research it. They'll find out that you was right, and then now your credibility goes up, and it goes up and up and up until the point where you become the authority. They don't even need to do any more research once they hear it from you. You get what I'm saying?
It's true. The modern day credibility is your social media. It's not even that you went to Harvard or Princeton or Yale. It's, oh wow, you got 35,000 followers on Instagram. You must have some credibility. You must have some authority.
Ish, you can find a topic every day to talk about in quick little summaries about what's hot, what's trending.
Yeah.
What you should do, you know how Google does analytics and they tell you what's the trending topic? Whatever the top 5 trending topics are
There you go.
that people are talking about, searching for, you need to do content on it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Sure.
You can go to also X Trending and create a fit. So on YouTube, there's what's called 15-second and 60-second shorts. You can film yourself, or you can film a phone, or you can film something else, or you can do a screen record. But this is basically publishing, aka work. So if you go to drudgereport.com and you click on a link and you screen record it and you even read it and you post that to YouTube, that's just as good as you sitting there filming yourself. I have filmed many videos through screen record and just read the news, and those videos go viral. So
Wait, what's viral? How many viewers is viral for you?
thousands, a couple of low thousands, 10,000. I would be really happy if I got 10,000 views on a video. I know I'm a nothing. But you see my point.
Good. That sounds good. Yeah.
My point
That's
is,
not bad.
yeah. Go ahead.
To add up, like you said, that catalog over time.
Yeah.
You know.
But don't forget, your shit can get deleted. So the more professional you are, you won't get deleted. But, I'm just saying that I have put years and years of work into YouTube accounts and they get deleted. And that is fucked up. But that means that you have to be more chameleon, and that means that you have to be more mercurial or shape-shifting faster. If you don't evolve, you will die. And that is the fundamental rule of the universe. And if you remember that, you won't get caught. No one will be able to catch up with you because you're going so fast. So I'm telling you, like, we could talk about this forever, for weeks. But until you go on Amazon or eBay and you buy yourself a $50 fucking track phone, either a Nokia or a Motorola or a Samsung, and you set yourself up, like, get yourself a little tripod with a holder. Those are $9.99. I've got 4 of those. You don't have to spend any money. Don't go buy some mix table or some expensive microphone. You need a burner phone. It's $50. It's $15 for that 30 days to get the telephone number. You use that telephone number, you open yourself a new Clubhouse, a new YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Telegram. Like, open all the accounts with that burner number because it's only going to last you 30 days. And you're talking to a guy who has done this over 50 times. So I'm looking at, 8 phones recording myself and then 20 in the background that are off. So, chillism is the perfect place to record because those rooms go forever. And it's a theme. It's good content. You don't have to even record yourself. The content is there just waiting to be picked up and shoved into YouTube. But again, you could also just record news. You don't even have to record Clown House. I just think Clown House is awesome because it's a dynamic conversation. Nobody likes to repeat themselves. So you come here and it's like, oh my God, I'm inside of a genie bottle and there's 20 people having a conversation privately. Well, I might as well take this private conversation and cross-platform it. Because if I make money, I'm going to come back and give them the good news. Hey, everybody, guess what? You went viral and I just made $15,000. I'm going to send everybody a pizza and $100. Get the fuck out of here. Could you imagine if somebody came back to a chillism room and was like, congratulations, everybody. I made you go viral and I monetized you. And everybody's like, oh, you don't have my permission. And then I'd be like, well, here's $150. All right, now I like it. I like this form of royalties. Same thing goes for Concrete, but I think Concrete works a real job. Like if Concrete, had a YouTube, I would subscribe to it. I think you're funny.
Shut your bitch ass up, John.
Huh?
I said, shut your bitch ass up, John.
No, I heard that. What did you say, Ish?
I said,
Bro, are you making money off this, Adrian? John,
it's called work. My name is John, but it's called work. It's called progression. It's called, I hope I make money from this. If I don't, okay, well, then I got to move like a chameleon.
Bro,
It's true. We are information addicts.
I ain't gonna lie. What you call it? It was definitely, pleasure talking to you. You know,
Yeah, likewise. What's your name? Is your I know your real name is not Ish.
no, it's not Ish. I don't even know why I know your real name. I ain't want to know that was your real name, bro, because I don't want to feel obligated to volunteer my real name. So
I feel the same way, Ish.
Why don't you just call your?
This nigga my name.
Why don't you guys just call your? Why don't you just give people your white name?
The one the master gave us?
No, just call yourself Steve.
Steve. Yo, but Ish, man, you gonna put this shit to work or not, bro? You been rapping and you good at that. You good. Come on, Ish, what you gonna do, man? You gonna talk about it or you gonna be about it? You know
Ish.
what niggas need? Niggas need a guaranteed check and they will do the work.
Yeah, that's the problem.
That's not entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is I know the check is gonna come when I do the work.
Malcolm, the word entrepreneur is French and it means risk taker. You have to be fearless. You have to let go of your inhibitions. You have to let go of your identity, your personality, your ego. You have to hit that record button and be like, hey, Adrian Concrete, check out my new YouTube channel and subscribe to it. You have to, until you say that statement, you are literally hypnotizing yourself and you're hypnotizing others or they're hypnotizing you. You have to be a recorder. Look at it this way. You are an iPhone with 2 legs and 2 arms, and you have an incredible ability to record, and then you have an incredible ability to record on top of that recording. It's called stacking. You got to start stacking. If you don't start stacking, you've got no inventory. And the founder of Walmart said, buy it low, stack it high, sell it cheap. You could have a subscription on X or on YouTube charging 99 cents a month, and you could have 45,000 subscribers paying you 99 cents a month because they think the Kingdom of Ishkanda content is fucking awesome. And they don't even know where the content's coming from, but it's coming from Shithouse Clowntown. So, we are garbage men, and, we are collecting the garbage and we're sending it to the recycling center, to the processing center, and we're publishers and we hope to be advertisers. I'm a direct response advertising professional. I've been working in media buying and consumer packaged goods for 20 years. You have to start realizing that this app is sucking from you. You need to start sucking from it and generate and pulling the content out, cross streaming, cross platforming, and siloing and librarying what you're doing. You can do it through cell phones. Cell phones are the modern computer. A laptop is irrelevant when you have a cell phone. A cell phone is literally, look at it. This is the year 2024, okay? Humans have been killing each other for 65 million years. You now have a safe, you now have the goddamn Starship fucking AI replicator of your wildest dreams, and all you're doing is talking to Jews about fucking Palestinians? Grow up. Do something with your life. Record everything. Put it all on YouTube. What do you have to lose?
Yeah, Ish. Talking to Jews about Palestinians, definitely, you would become, I would say, like Candace Owens type of.
Yeah. Preach.
But you gotta, I don't know, bro. You got it. You got the fucking desire, bro. Make that shit happen. You got the curiosity. You got the interest. And there's no niggas talking to Jews about Palestinians. Nobody. Nobody like you. You get what I'm saying, Ish?
Oh no, for sure, brother. I'm on board. Trust me. I'm just a bit exhausted. I think it's the weed. Like this shit is clapping. So yeah, but I'm with y'all. I'm with y'all. The ship has sailed. I'm gonna get my little surveillance up and running soon. And,
Yo, just do that screen record that he talked about. Click on the article, talk that shit, and hit record.
Yeah.
That shit, that's genius, bro. Because you really can go to Drudge Report and have all the current content that people are thinking about, looking at. Because Drudge is very popular.
Oh yeah.
You can go to Reuters, you can go to Media Takeout, all those places where people are looking and just produce content.
Yep.
That just talk about it because they want to talk about it.
When this was one article that went viral when BlackRock worked with the Federal Reserve for the passage of the HEROES Act. The Federal Reserve bought $1 trillion worth of bonds through the Aladdin asset management platform at BlackRock. And I realized how this works, meaning that the bank, it's not just Federal Reserve. Wells Fargo, JP Morgan Chase, BlackRock, Blackstone, and 100 other financial banks, Capital One, etc., Discover, even Visa, etc. It's all one giant network. So when the Federal Reserve needs to do what they call mechanism or lower the interest rates, they have to work with the banks to do that. And they do that by using them to purchase junk assets or junk bonds out of their own portfolios. So they increase liquidity by giving them money to basically wipe away the bad debt. And that's how it works. That's how you create ones and zeros out of thin fucking air, out of a database. So the reason why I bring that up is because I recorded that video through the Financial Times, and that one went viral because most people don't understand how it works. But the Financial Times actually discussed how the head of BlackRock and the head of the Federal Reserve did this massive transaction. And then the article, went behind a pay subscribe, thing. So you couldn't actually see the article anymore. But because I recorded it when they offered it for free, see what I'm saying? Like you can get an exclusive. Like you don't have to be an on the ground journalist now. I recorded the Chicago Democratic protests through 2 phones. As the media was recording somebody at the event, I was recording that interview. It's just as good as really being there. So that's what I call stacking. And so I had drudgereport.tv, and I used to create videos out of the Drudge Report. But they never took off, and then I eventually shut the site down. All I would do concrete was copy all the links that Drudge Report posts and just share them onto my site. But getting traction, getting an audience, and monetizing, this one-man band has not successfully sold tickets to the show. So, I'm working on it, but this is what I do. And that's why I can encourage Ish to do it, because I'm doing it, I hope you do it too.
I got another business I got to build. I'm building my construction business.
But that's in the material world. In the background, you need a digital, I hate to say, real estate business going on of cataloging and librarying content.
I want to do fashion. I'm gonna start doing clothes that I really like to buy. I want to do my version of those clothes with a negrotistic flair.
Well, as a white man that owns multiple dashikis, I can just tell you that the only way to pull off a dashiki is with a sports coat. If you wear a sports coat, and I've told this to multiple black men that I know, that if you wear a sports coat with a dashiki, you look like a top G. If you just wear a dashiki, you look like a Schwartz on the street. Schwartz is Yiddish for black.
But those are my ventures. The media stuff, like I said, I don't have an interest in. The only thing that I would do if I did think about stalking somebody who was creating a lot of content and debunking all of the bullshit that they said. So there's this guy named Matt Dillahunty, and he's like an atheist, and he talks shit about Christians and the Bible. And I was just gonna do mattdillahuntyisaliar.com, and every time he posted a video, I would dissect it and fucking criticized it. But
See, that's a neuroticism. That's not a real business. Meaning that if you were to go to Drudge Report and read the news, if you were to take your own advice that you just gave to Ish, wow, you could take off like a rocket ship.
wait, you gave him that advice. I just co-signed it, you son of a bitch.
Well, you concur, so it's technically your advice as well if you concur.
It won't be mine because I didn't originate it. So I'm just gonna say I agree with your advice. It doesn't change ownership because I agree with it. You own the advice. I agree with it.
Okay, well, you're voting Trump, right?
Fuck no. Yes, you voted Trump?
No, he left.
You ran Ish off. Now look, your sales pitch is lacking because you're not rich. If you were rich, man, everybody would just do what you're doing.
Okay, hold on, listen. Tell me if you agree with this. This is called the next step. Democracy daughters, ferocious fascism, cackling communists, equally frauds, cavort crazily all over the globe. They are hemming us in. Liberty stirs once more in the womb of time. Evolution makes its changes by anti-socialistic ways. The abnormal man who foresees the trend of the times and adapts circumstance intelligently is laughed at, persecuted, often destroyed by the herd. But he and his heirs, when the crisis comes, are survivors.
What are you into poetry now?
Oh, yeah.
Say it again. I want to hear it again.
Poetry is the way.
Do you mind repeating what you just read?
Yeah, I can. Hold on one sec.
Oh, marijuana. That's your problem right there.
Okay, this is called Next Step. Democracy daughters, ferocious fascism, cackling communism, equally frauds, cavort crazily all over the globe. They are hemming us in. They are abortive births of the child, the new eon of Horus. Liberty stirs once more in the womb of time. Evolution makes its changes by anti-socialistic ways. The abnormal man who foresees the trend of the times and adapts circumstance intelligently is laughed at, persecuted, often destroyed by the herd. But he and his heirs, when the crisis comes, are survivors.
Did you do any editing to that? Because it needs some work.
Well, it's not finished. Do you want to hear the rest of it?
No. I'm just saying the first. Good writing is about editing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, for some reason, when I hear it, daughters throws me off. He and his heirs. You got it. And then you said something else. Like if I could edit this, it would make it way more rhythmic. I think you lose the beat at some places, and if you just eliminated those, it'll have a better flow.
Well, would you like to hear the rest of it?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Above us today hangs a danger never yet paralleled in history. We suppress the individual in more and more ways. We think in terms of the herd. War no longer kills soldiers. It kills all indiscriminately. Every new measure of the most democratic and autocratic governments is communistic in essence. It is always restriction. We are all treated as imbecile children. Dora, the shop acts, the motoring laws, Sunday suffocation, the censorship. They won't trust us to cross the road at will. Fascism is like communism and dishonest into the bargain. The dictators suppress all art, literature, theater, music, news that does not meet their requirements. Yet the world only moves by the light of genius. The herd will be destroyed in mass. The establishment of the law of Thelema is the only way to preserve individual liberty and to assure the future of the human race. In the words of the famous paradox of the Comte de Phoenix, the absolute rule of the state shall be a function of the absolute liberty of each individual will. All men and women of Clown House are invited to cooperate with the Master Therion in this great work. Om. Okay, this is the Adrian Dittman show.
What is that? What was that about? It seems like a commentary. What was the theme?
The theme is liberty, liberation theology.
Let me ask you this: before you wrote that, what's your process? How do you just start off the dome whenever you get the inspiration, or do you do like some pre-writing?
No, I just wrote that right now.
Okay. Do you know what? Let me offer you this suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
You ever thought of starting with like word association? So basically, if you wanted to do liberty and all the words associated with liberty, right?
Do you have a tool for that?
Wrote all, huh?
So when I worked at Google, there was a tool called Wildcat. And that's what that would do. You put in one keyword, and then it would keyword branch based on search volume. And that data was fucking amazing. It was like the backdoor of Google. And it was like seeing what everybody's thinking. It was amazing.
Yeah, what happened to that?
They fired me because I looked up Donald Trump at work, and I was watching Alex Jones at work, and they fired me because I'm a fucking conservative Republican, not a traitor. And so they fired me, and I lost the best job I ever had.
What were you doing?
I was working on SC Johnson's media buying on Google, on YouTube, and on search, and managing all their managing $30 million a year.
SC Johnson?
Yeah, they make Windex and Raid and all these other consumer packaged goods items. They're in Wisconsin.
Damn, bro. You were making what?
And guess what? I was working for a black guy. And he was cool as fuck. Cooler than I could ever have been. He's cool as fuck.
Yeah, when black people go through a lot of shit, they don't let the little stuff bother them.
Well, that's the point of chillism, is it not?
What do you mean by that?
Meaning that, like, if you're not chill, you're not equilibrated. You're not reconditioned. You're not refurbished.
I don't know, bro.
What do you mean you don't know? That's the fucking point of chillism. It's supposed to be a philosophy of being chill.
No, it's not.
The fuck? That's the way I view it. What the fuck? What? How do you view it?
It's a debate.
Well, no shit, but you don't win the debate if you're not chill. That's the point. Like, you win by being chill. That's the secret.
It's a gladiator school.
Yeah, but look at that girl Tali, very nice girl, but she's not attractive, So she's intelligent, but she may not also be willing to settle for a guy who's also not attractive. Like, some people can't compromise, and thus that's why they're single. She's her own worst enemy. So am I, so are you, but at least I can recognize it and call it out, or at least discuss it.
I'm very shallow in a lot of areas. I've had some really great people in my life who share their bodies with me, and it's fucked me up because I only want that, and I really like pretty girls.
Everybody likes pretty girls, but the whole thing has to be organic and authentic and natural. If it's not natural, then it's forced, and it comes back to the fact that a girl got to eat. And that's what all these hot bodies are looking for, is essentially they want to fly or surf and just feel weightless. And it takes a man and his pocketbook to do that. And it's a horrible arrangement psychologically for the man, because you have the feeling that a parasite has hitched itself to you and it's just draining you as opposed to filling you. And that's the problem with the hot body and a girl gotta eat hypothesis.
A girl gotta eat. Is that your new? You working on that? Trying to develop that?
Well, when I take a girl out, I already know that a girl gotta eat, and that you have to look at this in terms of a dance or a theatrical production. Which part do you want to play?
Cameraman.
Okay, well then that means you're the observer, silently recording. But that also means that as the man taking the woman out on the date, there's a third party there recording. Are you really recording? Because sometimes if I take a bitch out and a girl gotta eat, I'm gonna hit that record button and record the conversation. At least I got a fucking podcast for a fucking $100 dinner.
$100? Lucky you. Where are you eating?
If I take a chick to a nice place in Chicago, it's gonna cost $100.
$100 is nothing, bro.
I know, but this is Chicago. It's not, and I don't even, and this is not necessarily a downtown restaurant. This is just a nice restaurant. If you go downtown, yeah, you're looking at $300.
What's your favorite steakhouse?
Gibson's. I mean, Morton's, I guess, but man, I cooked steak at my house the other day on a pan with butter. You can't tell the fucking difference whether it's some fancy Gibson steak. I put so much A1 sauce on my steak, it's just like eating meat with a ton of A1.
I never let A1 touch my fucking steak.
I can drink A1 out the bottle like it's whiskey. I love the taste of A1. You might just be right. You might just be right.
So, are you working now, or are you just freelancing?
No, I gotta text my boss.
You don't have to work.
I gotta text my boss and tell him I'm using sick leave.
What industry are you in?
I'm in the construction industry.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Don't mimic me, bro.
Commercial office space renovation.
No. Oh, yeah, you did say that. As a manager or a laborer?
As a project manager.
Okay. So you make enough to survive, and how'd you get into construction management?
I was opening up census offices for the census.
And how did that lead to?
That's how I got started in the industry, or in the government industry.
So, walk me through a day in the life of John, the construction manager.
The first thing, I'm not a construction manager. I'm a project manager, and it's basically mostly all communication.
Okay. Do you hire construction managers or hire?
No, I work with the GSA, the General Services Administration. They contract everything out to construction firms that do the renovation work. And as a PM, we're primarily just supervising, but the big thing is all the setup and then doing all the financial stuff within the system that they use for their accounting. It's called the GSA, General Services Administration.
I'm very familiar with it.
Yeah, it's.
Well, not very familiar. I'm just familiar with it.
Yeah, so they have this thing called ARITA, which is a complicated billing and invoicing system. Everything is overly complicated and it never works and it's just horrible. But, I'm currently on medical leave. So let me text my boss. Good morning, Tamika. I am requesting 8 hours of sick leave and annual leave for today, Thursday, August 22nd. 8:24. We'll send you doctor's note or screenshots this afternoon after appointment. AWOL notices received, and I will be following up with the union for additional guidance. Best wishes, John. Do I have the date right?
That's your first warning.
Yeah. Best wishes. So my sister texted me. She's like, "Are you still working?" And I'm like, yeah, every day I copy and paste." And then my manager.
How old is your sister?
She's early 40s. She's engaged.
Is she hot?
No, she looks like me with a wig. Do you have any sisters or brothers?
I have a sister. She's married with 3 boys.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
2 of them are. Yeah, she made a stop.
Yeah, that's nice. That's like, you don't have any kids, do you?
No.
So that's like having kids, I mean, maybe not.
I am a stepdaddy, though. I got stepkids.
You're married to a chick that has kids?
I was with a chick who had kids, and when we broke up, I was gonna break up with the kids.
Oh, those aren't your kids.
They are.
I know you like to say that, but honestly, your sister's kids are probably more of your kids than those kids.
No.
Well, tell yourself whatever makes you feel good. I don't really care. It doesn't make my life any better or worse. I mean, I'll listen to it, but it's...
Sure I'm telling myself that, or are you telling yourself that?
This is a guy telling another guy his life, and I'm giving you my opinion that, it's beta. But if you want to be beta, and I encourage you to be alpha,
Are you telling me what I want to hear? You telling you what you want to hear?
This is the way that lips and ears work, okay? If I'm talking and you're listening, that means you're letting me speak for you and vis-a-vis.
But if I tell you what's the status and you tell me no, that's not the status.
That's you projecting. This is what Elon Musk said on X. He says this is what Elon Musk said. He said, "I think everyone is technically projecting all the time, which means they're like shooting out a laser gun and they're getting feedback based on what they're saying. This is the feedback you're getting back from your projection."
So you're the one making the pronouncement. So wouldn't you be the one projecting? Yeah, I'm just declaring my current state of affairs. You're telling me what my state of affairs are. It seems like you have a better apprehension than I do. I don't know how that happened. There's got to be some sort of camera, audio recording in my home, in my car, that you have a better apprehension than I do. So...
Don't you understand how conversations work? This is not personal. It's not insulting. This is strictly confidential.
Yeah, you got a better perspective than I do. Yeah, I agree.
I used to live in a roach motel with bed bugs, and my neighbor is this black guy, and his left arm was missing, like at the elbow, and this guy dressed like a pimp, and you could tell he was top G. And you didn't fuck with this guy, but he also didn't fuck with nobody. He's just a nice gentleman, you know what I'm saying? But he was top G. And I said to him one day, I was like, so, my name is John. What is your name? I was like, what kind of work do you do? And he said he works for the post office. And I said, why are you living here? And he said, I got a sugar baby. I was like, you got a sugar baby? He's like, yeah. He's like, I can give my sugar baby $1,000 a month, by living here because it's a $450 a month apartment.
Wow.
And I was like, how did you meet your sugar baby? He's like, Craigslist or Backpage. I was like, you met a chick and you got her pregnant and you had a baby with her? He's like, yeah, she's taking care of my son. I was like, holy shit. And he was an older gentleman. I'm talking like, not maybe late 50s, but he's like, yeah, only thing I got look forward to is my pension. And he's like, I got 4 more years to go or 6 more years to go. I was like, wow. Fucking, you're a real gentleman, And he was just a very nice guy, like just a very nice guy. And so, anyways, that was an interesting observation I happened to see once. But I don't know how he lost his arm. I didn't ask him that.
What was the moral of that story?
Meaning that like you can live in a roach motel, but if you got your dignity, you got character and personality, no one can take that away from you. No matter how you live or where you live. Like that is an unbreakable trait. Who you really are. And that guy really was who he was, And we were both living in a roach motel. I mean, it wasn't like a real roach motel, but it was close.
How long did you live there?
Oh, God, I think like 6 months, maybe a year. But I was dating, yeah, even over a year because I was dating 2 chicks and I was, technically like sleeping at their place half the time. And then the other half of the time I would like use my place to like, it wasn't that bad. It had a great gym. It was the YMCA. Do you live in Chicago?
No.
So there's a YMCA that the Chicago Bears used to work out at, and they converted the whole basement to like a Chicago Bears themed workout facility, and it's got all this like sports memorabilia, so it's like technically an awesome place to live, but you're living with a bunch of indigent men. It's called a single room occupancy, and everybody shares the bathroom. So at like fucking 7 in the morning, there's like 10 men, 15 men lined up to use a fucking bathroom. It's fucking horrible. So yeah, eventually I got out of there and I got myself an apartment. And then shortly after that, the girl broke up with me, moved to San Francisco, and then lost her job like 3 weeks after moving there because of COVID. And then she ended up, meeting some other guy. But man, I really wanted to have kids with that chick and marry that chick. It just did not work out.
Well, was she black?
No, Jewish chick, Israeli actually, or Moroccan. She was a Moroccan Israeli Jew.
Did she have really big tits?
Yeah, fucking super hot chick, super hot.
And why did you get her pregnant so she could never leave you?
I think I shot blanks, and I definitely tried, but.
No! Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it was so crazy.
So shot and missed.
Shot and missed. Yeah, shot and missed.
Fuck, man, bro. Sorry to hear that.
But the thing is, who knows? Who knows? But my point is, she's vaccinated now, so I don't think this chick will ever be having kids. Do you want to have kids?
Hope for the best. Yeah, sure, of course, man. I'm a dude. I'm a healthy male.
How old are you?
Don't give out personal information. Thanks for asking.
Are you over 40? Under 40?
No personal information. Thanks for asking.
Oh. Well, I'm over 40. I'm 41, so I'm just saying, like, I feel like I still have it. I have that potential, but I do not want to have kids with a chick that I do not respect or like, and I have yet to meet a woman that I really like or respect in quite a while. And the only way for me to really like and respect a chick to get over her politics is she's got to be really fucking hot. And she's got to take care of herself and she's got to work out and she can't be into any kind of bullshit. you know? So she's got to be professional and at least have some fucking money. Something's got to be special. Otherwise, like, what's the fucking point? Why pick up a chigger or a fucking flea, you know? There's lots of fleas.
Good morning, asshole.
Oh, you don't like my burps? I feel like burps are the most disgusting thing you can possibly unlay on somebody. They're worse than farts.
Yeah, you're doing it on this fucking audio app, son of a bitch.
So I have a coach house on my property, and I'm turning it into a hostel, and I'm putting bunk beds in it. And so I'm very excited about that. But, you know, I got to get started because every day that I don't have it running, I'm losing money. Okay, I want you to listen to my manager. This is the head of the union. Listen to this.
To be together, that we write new rules to make it easier for all workers to join a union. And we are going to build a younger, darker, hipper, fresher, sneaker-wearing labor movement.
A darker, sneaker-wearing labor movement.
Inclusive and built for the middle class. And we are going to end poverty wage work for once and for all. So let's do the work. Let's elect Kamala Harris so that together we will usher in a new era of worker power. And together we will win the future. Let's go get it.
Bitch, you ain't gonna get nothing except for a fucking stroke and a heart attack eating all that fried chicken. She weighs 400 pounds. Let's go get it. Concrete, are you overweight? Hello? I cracked myself up. Okay, this is called Sad Moon Poem, written by John Kitover. Actually, let me see if I can find a clip of you, Concrete, because I have clipped you a couple times. It'd be impossible to find it. Yeah. Clown House is so funny. There's so many characters on here. This is the thing. It's like casting call. It's like doing a casting call of. It's like doing a free casting call. It's unbelievable. There's so many characters on this fucking app. You're one of them. I mean, I've heard you do imitations, and I don't think people think they're funny, but I think they're hilarious when I hear you imitating people or doing, you know, a character. Because you do that nasal voice or whatever, and man, I think it's funny. I think you should troll harder, to tell you the truth. Like, I think you know, you go hard in that chillism room. You really do. I'm surprised you don't even get kicked. Maybe you do. I don't know. And Line as well. He's pretty intense. Okay, so if you're going to listen, I will read some poetry. I think you've heard some of this stuff before. But this is the book of the law. The law of Thelema, or Thelema, or Thelema. I don't know if this is working. It is working. This book lays down a simple code of conduct. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will. There is no law beyond do what thou wilt. This means that each of us stars is to move on our true orbit, is marked out by the nature of our position, the law of our growth, the impulse of our past experiences. All events are equally lawful and every one necessary in the long run for all of us in theory, but in practice only one act is lawful for each one of us at any given moment. Therefore, duty consists in determining to experience the right event from one moment of consciousness to another.
Unborn. Oh, I got you. It just means offspring. It just means offspring.
No, they meant
No,
unborn.
I'm going to go. You know what, guys? Hold on.
Fetus doesn't make, there's different fetuses. There's
Oh
cow
my God, I'm
fetuses,
right.
there's
Holy
dog
shit!
fetuses,
So you mean to
there's
tell me
horse
I know
fetuses.
Hey,
There's
yo.
proper terminology and this
fetus is the
motherfucker doesn't?
unborn.
And he's over here.
The Latin word for fetus just means offspring. The fetus for the Latin word means offspring. It's not offspring for a long.
Offspring of a mammal. That's what a fetus is, motherfucker. Okay?
Yeah.
All right?
So you just.
So Nathan, is she wearing Crocs, man, in that picture?
He's wearing. I just. This is such a.
And speaking of when you speak of humans, right? And you say fetus, and you're just saying children. You're just being dumb.
No!
Just use regular words.
It's not a child yet.
When is it a child, BBO? When is
That's the hard part.
That's the hard part. That's the hard part.
Yeah, because
according to Pew, it's only 13%.
Wait.
That's morally wrong.
When can a child survive without medical intervention?
The earliest was about 19, 20 weeks.
Okay, 1920.
How do you feel about the
survival rate? Is my question. What is the survival rate?
It's very hard.
What is their survival rate?